Can you see the screen?
Yes, Doc, we are.
Yes, we can see it.
We are seeing the screen. Doc, we are seeing the screen. Yeah,
Yes,
go ahead,
yes,
go ahead.
right.
Oh, can you? Okay.
We
okay.
said go ahead. We are seeing you. We see everything.
Okay. We know that ever since the invention of cars, motorcycle, or automobile generally, the need to park these automobiles, whether it is a bicycle, whether it is a car, whether it's a trolley, it becomes a thing of concern relating to the use of the land. It becomes a serious problem in that when you buy the car and you need a house, the tendency is that, oh, where will I park my car? So as you are looking for a house to stay, you're also looking for a place to park what? To park your car. So the issue is whether there exists a consensus among scholars on parking space and real estate and how it affects its value. So the question is there a relationship between parking space and property values? That is why this research tends to address. It is a review, not a systematic study yet. Are you seeing the screen?
Yes, we can see the screen.
Oh, okay. The thing is not moving here. That's what I'm seeing.
Look, we are seeing your screen.
Okay. Now, the subject matter that we are trying to I'm trying to put the second slice. Thank you.
Sorry, you want us? We're sharing your screen from here. Do you want to share it by yourself?
Okay, you're sharing from there.
Are you seeing? Are you looking
okay,
at
share
it?
from there.
You can share from
there because that's where the. Okay, I wanted sharing from here.
Okay, let me remove this then, so you can share it from your end. All right.
That's where the problem is here.
Okay, let me stop this one. So you can share from there. You know how to share from there, right?
Yes, I do.
Okay, all right. I'm quitting this now.
It's okay. Oh, yes. Now, the literature. Let's see what the living space and property. Estate surveyors or appraisers have the concerns about parking space. Take a study by Wilson in 1995 on parking space concluded that it is in the land values. Huge study in 2005. I also find out that a huge amount of due to what? Availability of and Kenya in 2012 also showed that in a vibrant urban area, land values are also influenced by assets. Asset that means road and transportations. Court and the Wood also measured whether a nearby parking availability influence commercial values. And it also is a parking space near where there is a commercial property, it also influences the value of the property of that commercial property. Daves in 2010 in urban sprawl in the study of urban sprawl, he also find out that there is a serious environmental problem which is caused by parking space, like the carbon that they emit from motor vehicles as they apply the roads. Wright in 2014, studies on building roads and parking lots. We also find out that because you need to clear the land, you need to clear, like the first speaker said, that one of the causes of deforestation is urbanization, like he says, urbanization. So road is also one aspect of the urbanizations. And this road, what is the purpose of the road? The road is to use what? The car. Now, in a one-bedroom bungalow, you need to have parking space. One parking space can take at least one car. You build a two-bedroom, you also need a car, and one also for your visitor. If you have a three-bedroom bungalow or a two-bedroom building that you are trying to build, you must provide spaces for a car. That's a visitor. So accommodation, or you are building houses, you are also building what? A place to park what? Your cars. Let's look at what's parking space and property values. Memmering and Vinting and others, they are studied. They find out that residents are willing to pay for on-the-street parking of £1 per day. On-the-street parking means that you don't have to build a house that requires a parking space in the house. You park your car along the street. You see, in major urban areas, in high-density urban areas, like here in Enugu, where you have in Adamawa and Yacharale, there's no provision for parking spaces. People park all their cars along the street. Supposing there is law that no one should park cars along the street, the tendency is that those who reside on those properties, they will not own a car. And those who own a car will not can't stay in such a neighborhood. CLIP in 2015, that condominium without the parking provisions were just a mere difficulty to sell. And so people will not stay there. You know, in a condominium, you have so many buildings that are owned by so different persons. And so you look at the terms of property rights, nobody will prevent Mr. A from not consuming his right in his properties. So if you have a condominium and you don't have an adequate parking space for them, nobody will stay there and nobody will even buy the property. Shops and Wilson, 2015, in their study, they were able to believe that parking space requirement has forced property developers to place more emphasis on parking than they would in absence of parking requirements. Chester in 2011 found that parking infrastructure cost United States between $4 to $20 billion per year. Even in Nigeria, every day we'll be talking about access roads, even within the street, within interstate, whether Tron A road, Tron B road. What is the essence of that? It's because of what? Car. We are building more, spending more money in what? Providing a road or access where a car will what? Pass. That shows you how cars and land use are very related and are very important in development. Kosiki, 2010, have shown that if property has less than one parking space per 1 kilometer or per 1 square feet of a building area, it becomes very difficult to find a tenant. because nobody will want there, because the whole system now, the whole economy of the recent society now is revolving around what? Cars. Mills in 1992 said in their study, they find out that rent depends on availability of space. So if you have a building that have ample parking space, the tendency is that the rents will increase because in such area and are willing to pay for the space for their cars. Littman in 2014, in their study, also find out that affordable housing development costs, one parking space per unit increases cost approximately by 12.5%. So in all property development, the cost of providing parking space is increased by 12.5% of the total cost of the development. If it is 2 parking spaces, it increased to about 25%. That shows how parking space and property development and property values are highly related. What is the finding from this review? That there is a general consensus that all the street parking can lead to increase in property value or prices after controlling for other property characteristics. It is not only parking space that affect property value, there are several factors that affect property value, like the locations, like the price, like property rights and others. But when you control them and take only on the street parking space alone, we find out that it leads to increase in property values. So what is our observation here is that all the street study is on the street parking. That's why most planners, they only concentrated on the street parking. But as the land economists, we look into the micro level of the street parking. Now there is no coherent policy on parking space in building regulations in Nigeria. Many building regulations have no provisions for parking space in Nigeria. The key questions is this: how does it affect the value or parcel of the property and its marketability? How does all the street parkings affect the value of property, affect its price, or affect its marketability? What is the degree of the effect of this parking space on property values? Regrettably, there are very scanty literature on this subject in Nigeria. This shows that there are many research gaps still exist and new areas remain uninvestigated by we researchers. So the conclusion of this paper is that there is a call for more research on off-the-street parking in Nigeria. Thank you very much. Any comment?